Experiencias académicas, culturales y personales compartidos por estudiantes internacionales en el TEC de Monterrey.
I like that.
Welcome to the space in which students from all over the world share their exchange experiences with us. Una visión única de quienes llegan a nuestro país y la travesía de los que se van en busca de una experiencia global.
When I went there,
Esto es Global Connection con Carolina Alcántara. Iniciamos.
Welcome to Global Connection. Bienvenidos a Global Connection, Conexión Global. Mi nombre es Carolina Alcántara, soy asesora de programas internacionales aquí en el Tecnológico de Monterrey. Y hoy tenemos a una invitada que nos viene visitando desde Johns Hopkins, Suecia, de la Universidad de Johns Hopkins. Y nos va a hablar un poquito sobre su experiencia, que ella nos va a decir ahorita en inglés. Este programa, como les comento, pues va a tener intervenciones en español, donde les voy a hacer las traducciones de lo que estamos hablando en inglés. Y bueno, sin más por el momento, voy a hacer el cambio a inglés. In today's episode, we are welcoming all the way from Sweden at Josephine Andersson, International Relations Manager at the School of Engineering of Johns Hopkins University.
Hi.
Hi, Josephine. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. I'm really glad to be here. It's an honor.
We're glad to have you. It's nice to have also not only the perspective from students, but also from fellow colleagues, to tell us more about what their experience with the Mexican students, maybe Tec de Monterrey students or other students that go abroad, and also what's their experience also sending us students. And as well, we want to get to know you, want to know like what made you want to join the International Relations office at Johns Hopkins.
It's the best job you can have.
And I think it's amazing. So let's start. Well, para todos los que están escuchando, recuerden también que nos pueden sintonizar en el canal de YouTube buscando Tech Sound Radio y buscan Global Connection en los programas. Así que sigan con nosotros, están escuchando Global Connection aquí en Tech Sound Radio.
Crónicas de un intercambio. La experiencia de vivir en México. Chronicles of an Exchange.
Well, we'll start with Chronicles of an Exchange, and in this section, it's about, usually with students, what we talk is about why they decide to come here, where they're from, and tell us a little bit about their experience in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So, let's start with where are you from? Also, I mean, we kind of know you're from Sweden, right? But like, from what part of Sweden? Yeah. What do you study as well? And what made you want to work at the Johns Hopkins University International Affairs?
Yeah. So I'm from Sweden, as we all figured out. And I'm from outside of Jönköping. And I studied in a different city in Sweden. I studied abroad as an exchange student. I also worked abroad for a little bit. But then I decided to move back home, and I joined the university, and it's a really fun job to have. And then I started working almost immediately with students going on exchange, and I realized that that's really fun because it's such a fantastic opportunity that students get, and I get to be part of it a little bit. I don't see them when they're abroad, but I know that going on exchange is a really fun experience. So I think it's fantastic to be part of that. I think it's a privilege, yeah.
And where did you do your exchange?
I went to the Netherlands, in the northern part, Leeuwarden, for exchange, and I thought it was fantastic. It was so much fun. It was the best semester of my studies, absolutely.
Yeah. What do you study?
Tourism management.
Okay.
Yeah. So not engineering, even though I work in engineering. Yeah, but tourism management.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because you're still connected with the part of traveling and
exactly. I've always been very fascinated by the world and different cultures and just about the world. So I think it's fantastic to get to work with that, actually.
Bueno, lo que les comenta Josephine es que ella es de Suecia, que es de una ciudad cerca de Johns Hopkins, y que ella estudió turismo, y que lo que le llevó a querer regresar a Suecia, porque dice que trabajó también fuera y pues que le gusta mucho trabajar con internacionales porque es algo que le motiva, le gusta el hecho de poder conocer gente de otros lados y ser parte pues de esa experiencia, de un poquito esa experiencia que es el salir de su país. And well, I also wanted to ask you, what have you think about Mexico so far?
Really nice.
Yeah.
I've just come here and this is my first time, so but I love it so far. It's really nice. The weather, the people are also very friendly. Everyone, I noticed it when we walked around campus. You're all so nice to each other. It's really nice to see. So it seems like a warm country, both in temperature, in the spicy food, but also like towards each other. I think that's really nice, and that's something that you should be really proud of.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's nice that often that's what we feel like students take away from Mexico. They say that it's a really warm country, also with the people. Yeah. They feel always really welcome. Yeah. And how come you say that about the spicy food? So you already tried spicy food?
No, well, no, not really. But I think the idea when you hear about Mexican food, you think it's spicy. Like that's the idea you have, isn't it? Like the, what do you think of it?
But you haven't tried the spicy?
No. I mean, I've just been here today, so we haven't had time to eat so much.
I thought when you say that, I was like, okay, maybe she already tried something, and she was like, this is too spicy, and they told me it was not spicy. Because usually students say like, hey, like I have a friend, and they told me like this was not spicy, and when I ate it, it was spicy.
Yeah, but then it's like the Mexicans are used to they have a different spice level.
Yeah, but definitely have.
Yeah.
But often it's nice that a lot of international students tend to like that. Like they're like, we wanna
bring it back home.
Mexico to the fullest.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Because I think Swedish food is really different to the Mexican
food,
right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is very different. But it's not. I mean, that's also what's fun about traveling and just experiencing new cultures, to try different food. That's when I think you meet the culture, like get close to it when you talk about food or when you eat together.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And what do you see in the profile of students that want to come to Mexico to do their exchange studies?
About the profile?
Yeah, what do you usually see? What do they why do they like Mexico?
I think they want to go to like a very different place than Sweden. And I think they want somewhere warm, and I think Tec de Monterrey also has a really good reputation. I mean, it's a really, really good university, and we have a really long collaboration between our universities. So obviously, word of mouth, they hear from other students who've been here. So I think it has a good reputation. Yeah, they want to come to Mexico.
Have you heard about their experience when they go back from Mexico?
Yeah, they don't want to go back to Sweden. I heard, I met with a couple of students who went to Mexico a couple of years ago, and they had quite a lot of problems with their courses, small issues. But I said, but how do you think about the exchange in general? Like, was it okay? And they said, Josephine, I want to go back. If I could go back today, I would. Like, it was all so much fun. It was a fantastic experience. And I think it's really fun to hear, because of course not everything is perfect, because you always bring back what you always have your expectations and what you're used to, regardless of where you go in the world, but it's always nice that you, regardless of your challenges, you think it's still worth it and it was still a good experience.
What about when you hear others, like the students, talk about their experience, do you see yourself in them, like when you were also on an exchange?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I went to the Netherlands. Obviously, it's not so, the culture there is not so much different from Sweden, but just the idea of and I don't think it matters where you go so much, but just going outside of your comfort zone, out of your comfort zone a little bit, and experiencing a new culture, a new country maybe you haven't been to. Maybe you don't even know someone, like you're by yourself, and that's really good to get that experience. You become more adaptable, and
well, if you would say from your perspective, what are the main benefits of collaborating with other international institutions, like having these partnerships for students to do an exchange?
I think it's the cultural exchange. I think that's getting students to get that cultural awareness. I think it's very important, and this is something that you cannot study. Like, it doesn't matter which program you study, you cannot study these things. So I think I'm really happy that we can give this to people. Even if students don't go on exchange, maybe they can still participate in like international activities on campus at home, and that's still rewarding, because regardless of where you will work in the future, you will always meet people from different cultures, and you will always come together. So I think it's important to have that intercultural competence.
And do you see that a lot of international students do exchange? Well, not international in this case, but for instance, the people that study in John Hopkins, do they usually do exchanges, or it's a minority that do exchanges?
It depends on the program, I would say, but it's quite interesting, because in the School of Engineering, where the students I work with, we have a couple of programs that are given entirely in English. Most of the engineering programs are in Swedish, but they have still English courses, like English talk courses in the programs. But the programs given entirely in English I feel like the students group in those programs are tended more to go on exchange. Even if it's Swedish students, I mean, it doesn't matter. But I think it's because, since it is international from the beginning, they have that atmosphere. They don't see it as like such a big step to go to a new country and to try it out, I think, which is very interesting. So we can see it definitely, like, in the school, between the different programs and the different student groups, like the student bodies. Like, it's quite different. Which is fun.
But it's like what I have heard is that in Sweden almost everyone speaks English, right?
Yeah, it's very, I think we're number 4 in the world of English, like, language proficiency. So it's quite easy to get by in Sweden if you don't know Swedish. Obviously Swedish is a minority language, so why would you learn it? But it's you can still get by, like, just speaking English in Sweden, for sure. Yeah. Some people say, like, oh, I'm too afraid to speak, but they can still, like, make themselves understood. It's fine. Yeah.
Usually what I have heard is also that if you go, for instance, to live in Sweden, you can take Swedish classes for free, right? Or is... Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was only in Germany, but I heard something similar.
Yeah, there is something called SFI, Swedish for immigrants, and that's for free, as far as I know. Yeah, so you can take Swedish. And we offer, at Jönköping University, we offer like a course called Swedish Language, Culture and Society, that is offered to exchange students, but also to program students, international program students. Then they learn a little bit about Swedish, but also about Swedish culture, like why we do certain things, like why are Swedes so weird about these things? Then maybe they explain it in the course.
That's nice. I mean, I think that's interesting, because I think mainly, for example, like cultures like Mexican, I think it's really different from the Swedish culture, because I think from what I know from what I have seen is that often Swedish people tend to be more reserved, and we as Mexicans tend to be more like loud and more outgoing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, also it depends on the person, right?
Of course, but yeah, in general, that's the case. Once you get to know a Swedish person, then you're in. Yeah.
Well, we want to know some of the insights. Maybe like in the next section, I think it will be the perfect section to talk a little bit more about those insights that you were telling, like maybe certain things that people that want to do a semester abroad in Sweden should consider. And like, yeah, those insights I think will be definitely interesting.
Why not? Yeah.
Bueno, les comento un poquito lo que estamos platicando. Nos comenta, le preguntaba un poquito ahorita a Josephine que si hay mucha gente que viaja de Suecia, que estudia allá en John Hopkins a hacer intercambios, y me comentaba que por lo general son más las universidades, más bien las escuelas, porque ya se dividen por escuela, y hay, por ejemplo, en la escuela de ingeniería me comentaba que por lo general la mayoría de las carreras están en sueco, pero las carreras que están en inglés o tienen una mezcla, en esas los alumnos tienden a viajar un poco más, a hacer intercambios, y que claro, dice que es muy valioso hacer esto porque pues aunque hay alumnos a veces que dicen que tienen un poco de complicaciones en su intercambio, pues que se van y dicen quiero regresar. México es un lugar súper valioso, ha sido un lugar donde pues han crecido y les ha gustado mucho la cultura, y es una experiencia que también deciden tomar porque quieren hacer algo totalmente distinto, porque por ejemplo Suecia es muy distinto, comentaba Josephine, a México, entonces esto es una manera de ver otra cultura y pues vivirla, ¿no? Desde otra perspectiva. Y bueno, pues sigan con nosotros, recuerden que pueden escucharnos en el canal de YouTube, y pues ahorita seguimos con la siguiente sección.
miles de kilómetros, descubriendo un mundo de posibilidades. Thousands of kilometers.
Well, in this section is more about the insights of Sweden. Also, like what you were telling, like for instance, in that course, what things do you think that people from other cultures, or for instance, Mexicans, should know before traveling to Sweden or even studying in Sweden?
Ooh, that's a big question. Yeah, it's quite tricky. Obviously, if you come in the winter, bring a warm jacket and warm shoes, because it's quite cold. Yeah, but I don't know what they should. It's a big question.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, for instance, regarding interactions with people.
Yeah. I think you shouldn't be afraid to talk to Swedish people. I mean, if you are like asking for help, people are always very helpful. It's not like we're cold and close, but if you're used to more interactions, maybe you have to drag it out a little bit of the Swedes. But once you get through that, they're very loving and very lovely people.
And how would you say that it's the right way to approach a Swedish person? Because maybe as Mexicans we say hello to everyone, but maybe we would, if we say hello, and maybe they're gonna be like, oh my god, why is this random person is saying hello to me? Like,
yeah, that could be the case. But it also depends on where you are, because I'm from the countryside, and there we say hello to everyone, even if we don't know them. Like, I always wave when I'm driving in my car. I always wave to people if I see them. So it can also depend on where you're from. But like if you're in a big city, then we don't say hello to everyone, because
you're gonna be all the time like.
Yeah, but no, you can be whoever you like, whatever you want. It's fine. Yeah.
You know, that's interesting, because we actually don't say hello to people while we're in our cars in Mexico. No, it's more about like when we're walking, or you say like good morning or good afternoon. Yeah, and it depends, because I think also it depends the age also, and there are certain traditions that are fading away, and I would say regarding that
changes.
Yeah, especially with the phone, it's like sometimes I think people are so focused in the phone that the interaction that I don't think it's only here. I think worldwide, people are so invested in the cell phones and everything that maybe sometimes like it makes it more difficult, this interaction, because you might feel like scared or like a little bit shy, and you don't often want to do that because you feel in your comfort zone by being in the phone.
It's definitely something you have to be used to. I think it's very interesting.
And would you consider, for example, like Swedish people to be like outgoing as well?
Yeah, I mean it's very individual, of course, but it depends. As a culture, I think we are probably seen as not so outgoing, but it's very different from person to person. I think I know a lot of people that are very talkative that would not stop talking, even to strangers, but I also know the opposite. So it's very but I think as a nation, like if you compare like our culture, we seem kind of close, like a little bit colder, but we're not, I promise.
But what I know is that there's a lot of equality, right, in Sweden, like between genders and everything. It tends to be the same. Right?
Yeah, and also with like companies, we also have a lot of flat organizations, like mostly. So there's not like that hierarchy is not so big in Sweden, in Swedish companies. So you can approach a manager or like the president of the university, and that wouldn't be strange, you know. So that's quite nice, actually. It's not so hierarchical.
I think it's nice because at the end it's people. And
exactly.
You don't need to feel less because you have I mean, at the end, both of you are working.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do different stuff, but at the end it's still work.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't need to feel less because someone is.
And everyone is important. I mean, in a company, everyone is important, regardless of what you do. Everyone feels like has a place, and everyone fills a function. So I think it's nice that it's like that. But I know that's not how it is in every culture, like in every country. So I guess that can be like a shock to people. Also, when it's reversed, like when our students go abroad, I tell them like you have to like think about these things, that it's not like in Sweden. Maybe you cannot like address a professor like directly. You know, there can be these invisible do's and don'ts that is important to think about when you go abroad.
What maybe have you had encountered a case where students tell you about this?
Yeah, sometimes when students, but I've had like the opposite actually. Like I had students who like come approach me when they want to talk to like the dean, for example, or they want to have a meeting with the associate dean of education, for example. And then I say, well, just knock on the door. I don't know. They ask me, where is he? I don't know. Just because I'm sitting next to him, I'm not the secretary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's and that's kind of, I think it's very interesting. I don't care, but it's kind of interesting when you think about it. Of course, it's because you're used to different things.
Yeah, because I think there's the roles that society puts you in, and especially I would say, for instance, in Mexico, it is like that.
Yeah.
It tends to be more hierarchical, and sometimes it's even bad. It's badly, that's not the word precisely that I want to use, but it's like not well viewed that you don't follow those protocols. They're like on set protocols sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying like there's a good like a right way of doing things.
No.
It's just I think it's very interesting to.
No, but actually, I agree. Like, I think it would be nice that often companies tend to move more towards that, because I think it's more human in a way, the connection.
But I try to tell my students at least, like,
of course,
it's good to have to think about at least, so that you at least are aware that just because you are used to something doesn't mean that that's how it works everywhere else. You have to be like a little bit careful, like how you write emails, how you. Just present yourselves. Just be a little bit considerate and think about that.
Yeah,
so you have to adapt a little bit to where you are.
Of course.
Yeah.
And what would you say that? How long have you been working in John Hopkins?
About 9 years.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And what has been your experience so far with sending exchange students? Like, what are their main concerns, and what advice would you give to people that are hearing the program that want to do an exchange? Either they want to come to Mexico or they want to do an exchange in Sweden. What should they consider?
Just do it. No, I have to say it because I work with this. No, but it's I think you can be scared of a lot of things. Obviously, it's the uncertainty of not knowing how everything's gonna work out. You're like not in control, because that's how it is a little bit with going on exchange. You're not gonna know everything, how it works and how it will be until you get there. But that's also why it's quite rewarding, because it shows that you're willing to step outside your comfort zone a little bit and try something completely new and try something unknown to you. So I think it's very rewarding on your personal life as well, not just like on your CV. Obviously it's good on your CV, but it's also for your person. I think it's really good, like your personal development. I can see difference in sometimes when students come back, like from their exchange, that they have changed a lot when they come back to the positive. Like they are really more open and more, and I remember when I went to my exchange, I thought so in the beginning. I thought like, I went as one person, but then when I got back, I feel like I came back as Josephine 2.0. Kind of. It sounds very cheesy. It is very cheesy, but it is quite true. I fell in love with like exchange. I wanted to do it again. It was so much fun. Not everything was perfect, obviously. There's always things happening, but in general, like just meeting all the new people, and it's such a short time as well. So it's like you have this one chance to do it. When you're a student, because it's a lot easier when you're a student.
I think it's a chance to grow, right?
It is, and you're so young usually as well. I mean, if you're around your 20s, it's the perfect time to do it, because you don't have like the obligations that you will have later in life.
Yeah.
When you start working, it's not going to be so easy to just move to a new country for a short time. You have the time to do it when you're a student.
Yeah, I think usually when I talk also with students, I always tell them, like, if you have the chance to do another exchange, if you want to do it, stay, if you can. Because sometimes like, I need to go back and I need to finish my degree, I need to start like looking for work, and I'm like, do you actually need, or is it you're like, because I think there's like always
the perception that you have to.
I need to be doing this by this age and stuff.
Yeah.
And I tell them, like, if you go by that, then you're gonna work for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna work until you're 60 plus. it's a lot of years. You have so many years to get the experience from companies, from different, like when you're in your early 20s, that's the time to do something different, I think. I also get that from students. They're really concerned especially about graduating and like graduating at the right time. And I think no one cares. No one employing you will care if you graduated in June or if you graduated in September or October or January. They will look at, oh, what did you do instead? Oh, you went you went to the US or you went to Germany or China. Oh, how fun. Like, what did you do then? It's a life experience, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And what's usually the country that Swedish tend to go more?
They usually say they want to go somewhere warm when they talk to me. I don't blame them. They want to go somewhere warm, but Mexico is very popular, obviously. We also, students go to Spain, Italy, like they tend to stay in Europe. Hong Kong is very popular, Singapore, Australia, all over.
For our students, it's also really famous Australia.
Yeah.
Like I think they want to go really far away. Like, take me as far away as they can.
But it is really, really far away, isn't it? I thought of it on the flight here. I was like, oh, it was such a long way here, and I thought, oh my god, but I'm not going to Australia. That's for sure. At least. So that's like another 10-hour flight. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's even like they're a day more like.
Yeah, with the time difference.
Yeah.
Must be even more than a day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think when their New Year's, it's already, we were all like starting the day and they're already on the next
You're
year.
having your breakfast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's, as you were saying, these valuable opportunities, they're once in a lifetime, and I think there are key moments that you are able to take those chances, and if you don't take them, then you're not going to have... Well, as you were saying, like you were Josephine 2.0 because you gave yourself the chance to explore and get to know yourself in a different environment.
Exactly. And I don't think it matters so much where you go, honestly. I think, because I was, when I was going on exchange, I first got a place I wanted to go to China. That was like my goal. I thought it was so cool. I didn't get the spot in China because I didn't have good enough grades, if I'm honest. But I got to a place in Iceland instead, and I thought, okay, what the heck, I can go there. And then I realized that there weren't enough courses. So then I called my what do you call it? Student advisor.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, but I have a place in the Netherlands. Don't you want to go there? And I said, sure, why not? It doesn't matter. So I went there and I was so happy about it. It was the best decision. But I don't think it matters so much where you go. I mean, so I try to tell that to my students as well. Like, don't think so big. Do what makes you comfortable. If you don't want to go so far away, then go to Denmark, go to Germany. Like, it's from Sweden. It's still going to be a new place. It's still going to be a new culture, but it's a little bit closer. You don't have to think like, oh, I'm going to go to like the most Instagrammable location. You don't have to think so big. I think like just and anything will be fine. Like it will be fun regardless of where you go.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more about taking the chance of getting to know yourself in another situation, in another country.
Exactly. And if you feel like, oh, the language is really scary, then if you're a Mexican student, then go to Spain or it's that works as well.
Yeah,
because it will still be a new culture and like completely new setting. And if you study at the same university, you always know what's happening. You know how to register for exams. You know how everything in the surrounding society works. It's just in your DNA, but that's going to be taken away from you when you go to a new country, and that's why it's really rewarding to you get to like test yourself a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to change now to Spanish to give a little bit of a wrap. Bueno, lo que nos contaba Josephine es el hecho de que que los intercambios son unas experiencias que te pueden hacer crecer mucho. Por ejemplo, ya sé que cuando se fue de intercambio a Holanda, pues la Joseph fue como una versión 2.0 de ella, porque pudo conocerse en otro ambiente y también esto le ayudó mucho a crecer y que cree que lo tienes que hacer. O sea, la mejor manera de tener una experiencia como esta no es nada más escuchando sobre ella, sino es viviéndola. Y puede tal vez sonar redundante, pero es algo que pues se les invita mucho, el hecho de que dense la oportunidad de irse a otro lugar, tal vez, como decía Josephine, si no se sienten tan cómodos, el hecho es váyanse, no sé si saben, por ejemplo, a nosotros los mexicanos, váyanse a un lugar tal vez donde se sientan más cómodos, donde hablen español o algo no tan lejos del país, como también ella les dice a los suecos, si no se quieren ir tan lejos, váyanse a Alemania, a Dinamarca, a un lugar donde se sientan un poquito más cerca de casa. Y al final es esto como eso que quieren hacer, ¿no? ¿Qué es lo que están buscando? Y otra cosa que también nos comentaba es que, por ejemplo, allá las compañías tienden a ser muy lineales, porque le preguntaba sobre los derechos, que por lo general hay mucha igualdad. Entonces también esto que nos decía que es algo muy padre. Bueno, yo considero yo padre porque digo que no hay estas jerarquías. Entonces tú puedes llegar a una compañía y hablar con el jefe o cualquier persona de cualquier rango y no tiene que haber esta jerarquía, ¿no? Como a veces también es algo que se diferencia Suecia. Y bueno, pues nos vamos a un corte comercial. Están escuchando Global Connection aquí en Tech Sounds Radio.
El desafío, la integración cultural, The Challenge.
Y bueno, regresamos. Si no han estado escuchando el programa, estoy con Josephine. Ella viene de la Universidad de Jönköping en Suecia y nos está contando un poquito sobre su experiencia. Ella, en este caso, estamos con una persona que coordina los intercambios. Ella es específicamente de la Escuela de Ingeniería y es la manager, que se diría pues la encargada también pues de apoyar a los estudiantes también a que realicen sus intercambios a distintos destinos fuera de Suecia. Y bueno, recuerden que también el programa se está grabando, lo pueden seguir escuchando en YouTube. Si no han visto el programa, pueden ir al canal de YouTube y ver la repetición del programa, al igual que este y otros programas que hay con diferentes naciones, donde nos cuentan diferentes alumnos, socios, sobre sus experiencias en relación con todo lo que tiene que ver con intercambios y experiencias fuera del país. Pues de como puede ser fuera de México, como puede ser fuera, por ejemplo en el caso de Josephine, que es fuera de Suecia, que nos cuenta un poquito también sobre eso. Y bueno, continúo en inglés. And well, we're going to talk about the challenge. And in this section, what we talk usually with students is about what things have been sometimes difficult and how they have overcome that before doing an exchange.
Yeah.
And from your experience, what are the biggest cultural difference between Sweden and Mexico that you have observed in the academic collaboration?
In the academic collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's a little bit tricky. It's not so many challenges, not that I'm aware of, because sometimes things I don't get aware of. We talk about this today. No news is good news. But usually, sometimes it can be difficulties with the courses. And also the course, because our students in Jönköping, they study 2 courses at the same time. And then they have an examination, and then it's 2 more courses after that, at least in the School of Engineering and also the business school. So when they come to another university like tech and you have a lot of courses at the same time, I think our students find that a bit challenging because that's not what they're used to. But usually it's not a big problem. Like they get into it after a few weeks. But I think that's also to sort of, because when you put courses together, like pick them together, it's also quite difficult to know like the level, the intensity of the course. So sometimes a course can be more like if you are unlucky and you pick courses that have the same like very high intense, then it can be very overwhelming. And that's what I've heard from some students before. But then also I get some students when they come back, they're like, from exchange, they say, it's going to be so nice to study in Jönköping again, like how everything works. Some students say, it was much better at the partner university. And I think it goes the same for tech. For students from us, they think maybe it's quite chill because you don't have a lot of courses at the same time. So I think, but maybe the language barrier can be tricky sometimes, depending on the student. Of course, it might be if you're not used to speaking like studying English, that can be sometimes a challenge to like get used to that. But that doesn't matter where you go, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's something that might be the same in every country. Yeah, because it's adapting to the way of
exactly
academics, how it works.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I think, for instance, the plan here at Tech, it's really different because it has like it's divided by cycles. And I mean, I think what's nice usually for exchange students is that they get to travel for at least 2 weeks. They have these weeks off that tech students don't have.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Also unfair.
Yeah, exactly. When the students, it's fun because when tech students hear that, they're like, that's so unfair. Like students, like every 5 weeks they get to travel, like they go in vacations, and tech students like have a regular courses during that week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a bit unfair, but that's life. It's not fair.
It's one semester for the exchange students. It's not like yeah. But I think also for tech students, it's like it's more late. It's not usually during those weeks. The courses tend to be not that intense. They also get to enroll in classes.
It's a bit more relaxed.
Exactly, like meditation, public speak, like those type of courses they also can get to choose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think also that's one of the things that Jönköping students like about here, that you have a lot of extracurricular activities that the students can take. We don't have that in Jönköping.
Oh, really?
No. And in Sweden it's not, as far as I am aware, it's not like a big thing in universities. We don't have a lot of those courses or a lot of that. Maybe it's different in other universities, but not that I'm aware of. So that's a new thing. That's very. They find that very fun, I think.
What have you heard that they usually like to take?
Well, I see like a lot of dancing classes because I see their transcripts when they come back. So then I see sometimes dancing, like around the food and culture, like those kind of courses. And I think it's great. You should try like everything you can when you're abroad.
Yeah, we have like a Mexican cooking class. Yeah, and a lot of students are like, I want to get in that class.
I bet.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like either it might overlap or it gets full really quickly, because also like students want to like get to know. Well, Mexican students want to learn how to cook also.
Of course, of course, because you need that life skill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we're moving on to the next section.
Yeah.
And para todos los que nos están escuchando, estábamos hablando con Josephine un poquito de las cosas que pueden ser un poco complicadas al hacer un intercambio, ¿no? Y dice que hablábamos en específico de lo académico, y dice pues que cree que no nada más es aquí, sino en general. Al ir a cualquier institución pues es un desafío el hecho de tener que hacer un curso o adaptarte a un nuevo sistema de clases, ¿no? Y bueno, continuamos con la siguiente sección. Están escuchando Global Connection en Tech Sounds Live.
Impacto positivo. Resultados de una experiencia académica. Positive impacts.
And we'll continue with positive impact. And in this section, it's about talking the lovely and nice things about like your exchange. And for instance, what would you say? What would you think this kind of experience helps engineering students when they go back to Sweden?
I think it helps that they that we talked a little bit about before, that you become more adaptable, that you step outside your comfort zone, and that's for sure going to help you like in your future work life. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a computer engineer or mechanical engineer, like what are you going to work with? It helps definitely in your future career, I think, that you have stepped outside your comfort zone, that you show that you are willing to try something new. I know that like that's what employers look at and see. They see like, oh, why did you go there? How was it? It's something also to make you stand out a little bit as well, I think. Yeah.
Sí, lo que nos comenta Josephine es que esto permite como el hecho de que es un impacto positivo para los alumnos el salir, es que por ejemplo esta experiencia hace que les ayude como a resaltar un poquito en su currículum y también pues esto impacta en sus vidas el salir de esa zona de confort. And what would you say that, or what message would you give to people that are still hesitating on doing an exchange? Maybe why they should go to Sweden or why they should come to Mexico.
I think what we talked about, just do it. Don't think so much. No, but I understand why it's scary. You know, it's scary to just throw yourself out there. But to Sweden, you should come. It's very clean. It's very safe. And Jönköping is a small city, so and the campus is located in the city center. And because the city is quite small, the student life is very vibrant and is very aware, like in the city, like it's very there in the city. And our student life is really good. The student union and the student associations, they organize a lot of activities for students. And the exchange students have their own little clique where they do a lot of activities also for international students where you can meet, but also with Swedish students, of course. Yeah, I think that's really, really good. Yeah. And I think for Swedish students, if they want to come here, like just try something. Like Tech is amazing, has an amazing campus here. It's fantastic. The weather, the people is really nice. And also with all the extracurricular activities, it's fantastic, I think. And that's very different from Sweden. So that is also why you should come here, I think, to try something completely different. A different kind of university life.
What do you think about the animals?
The animals, oh, I love that. The deers, oh my god, so cute. Really cute. Yeah, and the peacocks, there's a lot of animals here.
It's really random, like encountering animals when you walk to campus.
Yeah, but really nice. I love them.
What was your first what did you thought at first when you saw that? Did you already know that they were animals here?
No, I didn't. There was someone told me today, and then I saw it, but I love it. I think it's fantastic that it's like part of, they just live there, just hang out. The deer.
It's I think what a lot of students love, and they have told me like they have their phones like full of pictures and videos of deers, and especially baby peacocks or baby dogs.
Yeah, of course. So fun, so cute. Yeah.
I also have a lot of pictures.
Well, me too today, after today.
Yeah, it's really, I think it makes the campus also be more like warm.
Yeah.
Also it helps.
Exactly. It adds like an extra flavor. Yeah.
And it's funny because also what we have heard is that our students tell us like, oh, sometimes when I'm in the campus and I say, hey Dad, like see I'm in the campus and there's a deer and a peacock, they're like,
are you sure?
Yeah, are you in the zoo or where are you?
Well, that's true. Yeah, you wouldn't expect that. No. Well, we don't have that, unfortunately. I wish we had.
But you have a lot of reindeer over there, right?
In the north.
In the north.
Yeah. Jönköping is in the south of Sweden. But in the north, you can see reindeers. And you can go on like, if you come to Jönköping, you can go on, the student union organizes trips up north, where you can go and it's a lot of snow and very cold during the winter, and you can see the northern lights. Nice. You can see the northern lights in Jönköping too. It's becoming more and more common. I don't know if it's because of the climate change.
Maybe.
Unfortunately. But that's, so you can see them in Jönköping as well. It's really nice.
And what would you tell people that want to do a trip to Sweden, what they should eat or visit while they're there?
Yeah, you should do as much as you can. Like, obviously eat meatballs. We have a lot of fika. Fika is a very cultural thing in Sweden where you sit down together and have a coffee and something maybe sweet to eat together. And having a fika is very important part of our everyday life. Not necessarily like a sweet thing, but in the office at work, for example, you have to have fika like twice a day together, and you sit down with your colleagues over a cup of coffee and you have a chat and you take a break maybe 10-15 minutes, and then you go back to work again. And that's in every company, it's very deeply rooted that you do that.
So it's like 2 times a day for 15 minutes at least, or more?
Yeah, 15 minutes ish.
15.
Yeah, sometimes we take a little long. Don't tell my boss. No, but I used to, when I was 16, I used to work in a summer job in a factory. I was painting walls, and then at like 8:30, and you looked up, it was empty. Everyone just dropped everything and like went into the break room and had fika together for 15 minutes, and then you went back out again and continued working. So I think that's actually enhances productivity, because you need those micro breaks. It's really, and that's very important. So students should try that for sure, and travel as much as you can. Yeah.
But for example, for fika, do you actually have like a specific time that you do it, or it's just like
it's a specific time. I mean,
really?
You can do it whenever you want. And you also, like, if you're visiting someone's house, like, you have a fika together. You sit down, like, come to us on Saturday for fika, and then okay, it's going to be coffee and something sweet to eat. And that's and if you're visiting someone, that's what you can expect. Like, you have fika together. But in the office, we have fika every day at 9:30 ish. And at 2:30 in the office, yeah.
So you have lunch and then you have like fika.
Yeah, but like that's a short break, yeah.
Okay.
So fika is a huge thing. So have fika. More fika for everyone.
Fika for life.
Fika for life. But then traveling-wise, of course, it's fun to visit the bigger cities. Stockholm is really, really nice. You can take the train. You can take the bus, like a cheap bus to Copenhagen, which is really nice. To Denmark, yeah. Gothenburg is a really nice city as well.
From Jönköping?
From Jönköping, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then if you're doing fika, for instance, that you were saying, if a friend invites you over the weekend for fika, it wouldn't be 15 minutes, right?
No. Yeah, that would be weird. Okay, we're up. Bye.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. Bye.
No, then it's, of course.
See you at 2:30.
It's longer, but it's like you have a chat over coffee. We drink a lot of coffee as well in Sweden. So
black coffee or
coffee with milk. Yeah.
Oh.
I think we're like one of the most coffee drinking countries.
How many cups, like, usually?
Well, I have like maybe 4-5 cups a day.
Oh my god.
4 or 5, depending on my mood. But that's not for everyone. Like, it depends. But I think it also depends on what you work with. My brother is a plumber. He can drink like 8 cups a day. Like, it depends on I guess that doesn't matter what he works with. But it's a very strong cultural thing for us
to drink coffee. And it needs to be coffee and pastries, or it can be whatever.
It can just be coffee. I mean,
it doesn't, and it could be like tea, and
it could be tea as well.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah, we have tea drinkers too, but coffee is the dominant.
Like fika.
But drink. Tea is also
even at 2:30, like after.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that what?
Yeah.
So when
we needed to stay awake during the winter months when it's dark. That is also a very different thing, I guess, for Mexican students coming to us, that during winter is very dark. But we have candles, it's cozy. Yeah.
You get dark like really early, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
at like 4.
Wow.
In the afternoon.
Like this time around, like
it would be dark in the winter, like in December.
Yeah.
But then it's Christmas time, so it's lights from other but then in the summer it's light all night instead. Like then it's the opposite. So in June it's light until 12 o'clock at night maybe. So the sun sets for a couple of hours and then it rises again.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nice.
So
that's the pro.
That's a interesting thing. You can party and it's still in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Bueno, los que nos comenta Josefina es un poquito sobre lo que deben de probar, que nos decía el fika. El fika es como este momento que se dan todos los días. Dice que, por ejemplo, en las oficinas, que una vez que es el fika, que es, por ejemplo, en su oficina es a las 8:30, todos dejan de trabajar y durante 15 minutos comparten café, y tal vez puede ser té, pero principalmente café y algún panecillo o algo que por el estilo, dulce, y que también lo hacen a las 2:30. O sea, es un momento que se hace 2 veces al día y que lo hacen así como religiosamente en todo Suecia. Y es el momento donde platicas con tus colegas y tomas café y comes algo dulce, y que también se hace como una tradición en invitar a gente a hacer fika a sus casas, pero esto ya dura un poquito más. Y que esto es algo que les recomienda que vayan a hacer todos, y creo que es algo muy padre porque es un momento como para poder ser más productivos después de esto y poder convivir, ¿no? Y también What other thing we were talking? We were talking about fika, and there was
some traveling.
What to do.
Yeah.
Sí, también de que allá en Suecia pues tengan la oportunidad de viajar, pueden ver las auroras boreales, también el hecho de que, por ejemplo, de John Hopkins está muy cerca de Dinamarca, Gothenburg, entonces que se dé la oportunidad de viajar y conocer. Y bueno, pues estamos ya llegando a la parte final del programa. Si no nos han escuchado, recuerden que la grabación va a estar disponible en el canal de YouTube, buscando Tech Sound Radio, Global Connection. Y bueno, continuamos con el resumen y el cierre.
Resumen. Summary.
And well, we're back with the summary and closing. And in this section, what I ask usually students or other I wanna find a word that's like broad, like collaborators, teachers, partners.
Yeah.
Partners. I would think that's the ideal word.
Yeah.
What word would you? What we say to students is like, what word would globalize all of your exchange? Mm-hmm. And for instance, what word for you would globalize your experience as working as an international programs manager?
Rewarding. I think it's very, it gives a lot back. I think meeting all these new cultures, new people, new students, both Swedish and international students, is very fun. It's very rewarding, I think. You never get bored. There's always something going on.
What's the most fun story that you have heard from an international student? Like, a Swedish student maybe? Well, not precisely a student that has done an exchange.
Yeah, I think the other day actually I talked with a student, and this was a student, she told me, she said, Josephine, even when I went to the airport to go, I was sure that I wasn't going to go. I was sure that I wasn't going to go through with it because I would never imagine myself to go on an exchange. And then I was like, got a bit scared. But then I'm so happy I went there, and then I started, and I just took it step by step, and I'm really glad that I did it because I never thought I would be able to do this. I never thought that I would dare to do it. And I think that's really nice because she dared to do it, and she got through it. She followed through with it, and now she's back, and she's was really happy about her experience. Even though everything wasn't easy, she's still happy that she did it. And I think that's really nice, that someone stepped outside and dared to go somewhere new.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that as you say, the most rewarding thing is also like getting to see people that didn't believe in themselves maybe, and they wouldn't say themselves doing that, but afterwards they just put the fear aside and decide to do it, and afterwards they get to know themselves better.
Yeah, and we see it, I think, a lot in students when they leave. Met one student that was very shy and very quiet, and then when they got back, I almost didn't recognize them because they were they had changed so much. Wow. And it was really fun. Like, they seemed really happy, so it's fun. They were very happy before as well, but I'm not saying that. But they changed a lot, and I think that's really fun. It's fun to be part of that.
Yeah, I think it's a way of a character development time,
exactly,
right?
Exactly, yeah.
Lo que nos comenta Josephine es que pues la palabra que ella dijo como que engloba toda esta experiencia es pues enriquecedor. Creo que sería rewarding. Sí, creo que esa es la palabra. I think rewarding translates as rewarding. I just want to be sure it's that, because I don't want to say
no, and I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Provechosa. Ya. Valioso. Sí, remunerado, dice eso el buscador. Sí, pues es una experiencia enriquecedora. Yo creo que sería más enriquecedora, o sea, que el salir, le preguntaba si tenía alguna anécdota de alguna estudiante, y dice que hay una estudiante que no se veía y cuando estaba ahí en el aeropuerto no se veía tomando el avión, no se veía viniéndose yéndose de intercambio, y que fue tomando pasito a pasito todo y lo logró, y dice que ha sido una de las mejores experiencias de su vida, y como dijo, ha sido muy enriquecedora. Y eso también, el hecho de que dice que también conoció a un estudiante que ya ni lo reconoce y que pues lo ve muy feliz, que salió mucho de esa zona de confort y pues era muy callado y que ahora ya es como que dio un giro de 360, ¿no? Y es otra persona y es más outgoing, como más extrovertida. Y bueno, and then we have arrived to the final part of the show.
So fast.
Yeah, it goes always super
flies.
fast.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask you if you want to say hi to anyone, or I don't know, in Swedish you can do that as well. Yeah, it's recorded, so you can say hello. People are going to watch it later.
Hey, allihopa. I don't know. Hi is not so different in Swedish. It's just hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey. And well, how would you say goodbye in Swedish?
Hej då.
Hej då.
Hej då.
Then, hej då.
Hej då.
Thanks for listening to Global Connection. We'll see you next Wednesday. Muchas gracias por todos en escuchar el programa del día de hoy. Nos vemos el siguiente miércoles en punto de las 11 para continuar hablando sobre otras experiencias de alumnos internacionales aquí en el Tecnológico de Monterrey, al igual que estudiantes mexicanos que se llegan a ir de intercambio al extranjero. Así que, hej då.
Hej då.
Hasta aquí Global Connection.
I like that
Te esperamos en nuestra siguiente emisión, el miércoles a las 11 de la mañana, solo en Tech Sounds Radio 94.9 FM.